Hey food lovers, my name is Joanna, and today we're diving into the ultimate bucket list of New York City's most iconic places to eat. This isn't just a list, it's a culinary journey through the heart and soul of a city that never stops eating. New York is a place where every street corner tells a story, and so much of that story is told through its incredible food. We're going to explore what makes each of these 10 legendary spots a true institution. So grab a snack, get comfortable, and prepare to get very, very hungry. We're about to embark on a tour of flavors that are as bold, diverse, and unforgettable as New York City itself. Are you ready? Let's eat our way through NYC. Our first stop is a place that is so quintessentially New York. It feels like a movie set, and it has been many times. Walking into Katz's is like stepping back in time. It's been a cornerstone of this neighborhood since 1888. The sound of ticket orders being shouted over the counter is a symphony of organized chaos. The reason you come to Katz's is singular. It's monumental. It's the pastrami on rye. They pile the tender, peppery, melt-in-your-mouth meat so high between two slices of simple rye bread that you'll wonder how you'll even manage the first bite. Expect to pay around $25 for one, but I promise you, it's worth every single penny. From the bustling streets of the Lower East Side, we're crossing the bridge into Brooklyn for our next stop, a place that is hallowed ground for carnivores. This is not just a restaurant, it's a temple of beef that has been serving patrons in Williamsburg since 1887. The star of the show is the porterhouse steak, dry-aged in-house to develop an incredibly deep, funky, and concentrated beefy flavor. They cook it under an incredibly hot broiler, served on a sizzling platter that's tilted to collect the glorious pool of melted butter and beef juice. The waiter serves it to you tableside, giving you a piece of the tender fillet and a piece of the robust strip. Entrees start around $60 and bring cash or a debit card. They famously do not accept credit cards. We're heading back to Manhattan, to a tiny, unassuming bakery that has become a global phenomenon. I'm talking about Levain Bakery. You'll often smell it before you see it, that intoxicating aroma of butter, sugar, and chocolate wafting down the street. Levain is famous for one thing above all else, its cookies. But calling these cookies feels like an understatement. They are behemoths, weighing in at a whopping 6 ounces each. When you break one open, it's a moment of pure food magic. The warm, molten chocolate chips and walnuts stretch and ooze in a way that is just begging to be photographed. Their most famous creation is the chocolate chip walnut cookie, and it's the one you have to try first. The combination is absolute perfection. These legendary cookies will set you back about $5 each, which might seem steep for a single cookie, but when you see and taste them, you'll understand why. For our next culinary pilgrimage, we're traveling uptown to the vibrant and historic neighborhood of Harlem. At its heart is a restaurant that has been serving love on a plate for over 60 years. I am so excited to talk about Sylvia's restaurant, the undisputed queen of soul food. Founded by Sylvia Woods in 1962, this place is more than just a restaurant. It's a community institution. The dish that Sylvia's is most famous for is its Southern-style fried chicken. It has a perfectly seasoned, impossibly crispy skin that crackles when you bite into it. The collard greens are slow-cooked to perfection. The macaroni and cheese is creamy and baked until golden, and you have to start with their sweet, fluffy cornbread. A hearty meal at Sylvia's is incredibly reasonable, with most entrees hovering around the $20 mark. You can't talk about iconic New York food without talking about pizza. That takes us to Little Italy, to a place that holds the distinguished title of being America's first ever pizzeria, Lombardi's. Established in 1905, Lombardi's is where the story of American pizza began, and stepping inside feels like you're visiting a sacred site. They use a blazing hot coal oven that reaches scorching temperatures. This intense heat cooks the pizzas quickly, resulting in a crust that is absolutely unique. Their classic margherita pie is a thing of beauty, topped with fresh mozzarella, a simple, bright San Marzano tomato sauce, and fresh basil. It's thin and crisp, with a beautiful char and smoky flavor that you can only get from coal. This is the original New York slice, the blueprint from which all others followed. Pizzas at Lombardi's are sold as whole pies, not by the slice, with a classic large pie starting around $22. We're heading back to the Lower East Side, to a place that has been a beacon of Jewish food tradition for over a century, Russ Daughters. This is not a restaurant in the traditional sense, but an appetizing store, a term for shops that sell the fish and dairy foods traditionally eaten with bagels. The staff are masters of their craft, particularly the art of slicing lox so thin you can almost read through it. They offer a huge variety of smoked and cured fish, from the silky, salty Nova Scotia salmon to the more intensely flavored belly lox and the smoky sturgeon. Then they'll pile it onto your choice of bagel with a generous smear of cream cheese, maybe some capers and thinly sliced red onion. A classic bagel and lox sandwich from the shop will run you about $15, and it's a taste of pure New York history. Now it's time to explore a different kind of New York icon, one that wasn't born in a historic brick-and-mortar building, but on a bustling street corner in Midtown. What started as a humble hot dog cart in 1990, catering to Muslim cab drivers looking for a halal meal, has exploded into a global phenomenon. The menu is beautifully simple, which is honestly the key to its success. I always go for the combo platter, so you get the best of both worlds: the tender, savory chopped chicken and the spiced, thinly sliced gyro meat. But the real secret is the sauce. There are two, and they are non-negotiable. The legendary white sauce is creamy, tangy, and mysterious. Then there's the red sauce, and I must warn you, this sauce is incredibly, searingly hot. A platter will only set you back about $10, an incredible value for the amount of food you get. For our next stop, we're talking about a dessert that is as synonymous with New York as the Statue of Liberty cheesecake. And when New Yorkers talk about cheesecake, one name comes up more than any other: Junior's. It's a classic, sprawling diner with comfy red booths, friendly service, and an atmosphere that feels cheerful and timeless. Junior's is a full-service restaurant, but let's be honest, you're here for the cheesecake. This is true New York-style cheesecake, dense, rich, and unbelievably creamy, made with cream cheese, heavy cream, eggs, and a touch of vanilla. Their menu is a paradise for cheesecake lovers, with dozens of variations. You can get it topped with fresh strawberries, cherries, or try their devil's food or red velvet versions. A slice of this world-famous cheesecake will cost you around $8, and it's worth every cent. After all this rich and decadent food, let's talk about a New York institution, Gray's Papaya. It's famous for being delicious, fast, and unbelievably cheap. This is a no-frills, standing room only, cash only joint with bright fluorescent lights and a counter where the action happens at lightning speed. The hot dogs are simple and perfect. They're all beef franks, grilled on a flat top until they have a satisfying snap. But the real claim to fame is the recession special. For a price that has barely changed in years, you get 2 hot dogs and a medium tropical drink, and you have to get one of the drinks. The papaya is the classic, but they also have banana, pina colada, and coconut champagne. They are frothy, fruity, and surprisingly refreshing. You can get a hot dog here for under $5, and the full recession special is still a mind-bogglingly good deal. For our final stop, we're indulging our inner child and heading to the Upper East Side for a dose of pure whimsy and fantasy at Serendipity 3. Welcome to Serendipity 3, a restaurant that feels like it was plucked from the pages of a storybook. It has been a favorite spot for celebrations since 1954. The most famous of all is the frozen hot chocolate. It's a secret blend of cocos and milk, blended with ice into a frosty, chocolatey mountain. And there you have it, 10 of New York City's most iconic, most delicious, and most unforgettable food spots. I hope this has inspired you to create your own culinary bucket list for your next visit. What's your favorite iconic New York food spot? Thanks for watching. I'm Joanna, and I hope you're hungry for your next New York adventure.